Okay, y'all, I was supposed to do this video for you and I kept forgetting because I'm silly. So let's do it right now. So there were two guys that were hiking in the mountains, and one of them had seen a trainer and he was on the proper diet and he did everything that he's supposed to do before he conquered this trek. And I believe it was the Grand Canyon, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it was in the mountains. And he suffered some extreme pain in his chest. And he got worse and worse and worse. And they were not able to complete their goal for the day because he was in agony and he was yelling out in pain. So his friend called for help, but they're in a remote area. And so they had to go with an air ambulance and that kind of thing. But I guess the cops know how to do an IV or something because they got an IV started before he was on the air ambulance, and they sent him to the hospital. And then he got diagnosed with rhabdomyolysis. He pronounces it wrong. He pronounces it rhabdomyolysis. That is not the proper pronunciation. People can really butcher words. I didn't know how to say it either, but if I had that condition, I'd know how to say it. All right. So it's rhabdomyolysis, like you're opening your mouth for the dentist. Rhabdomyolysis. So let me tell you what it is. Basically, your muscles have been pushed to the point of no return, and they tear, and the waste that's inside the muscle, the damaged muscle, the tissues begin to die, and myoglobin is released into the blood that can affect the kidneys. And one of the ways that you know that you have it is when you urinate, you have severe pain, and then when you do urinate, your urine is going to be a dark color, almost like Coca-Cola type color, very dark. That's an indication that you have rhabdo. Okay? So what is rhabdo? Rhabdomyolysis is a potentially life-threatening condition that occurs when damaged muscle tissue breaks down and releases myoglobin into the bloodstream. Too much myoglobin in the blood can lead to kidney damage or kidney failure, which is obviously life-threatening, right? Muscle injuries, drug use, certain genetic disorders, alcohol abuse, and some surgical procedures can all cause this condition. A variety of symptoms can point to rhabdomyolysis. Discolored urine is a common symptom of rhabdo. Dark or tea-colored urine is often the first signs of a problem. Many people mistakenly believe this indicates blood in the urine, which has its own implications. However, when a person has rhabdomyolysis, it is excess myoglobin, not blood, that causes the discoloration. So it is pouring all of that chemical into the person's body, and it causes severe pain. And if it isn't resolved quickly, then it can result in death. So he was taken care of. Everything was fine, and he survived it, and everything's good to go. Let's see here. Symptoms include dark reddish urine, a decreased amount of urine, weakness, and muscle aches. What are the warning signs of rhabdo? Muscle cramps, aches, or pains that are more severe than expected. Dark urine, tea or cola colored. Feeling weak or tired, unable to complete job tasks or finish a workout. Let's see. It is possible to have rhabdo and show no symptoms. If you do begin to show these symptoms, seek medical care immediately. Okay? How is it diagnosed? You can't tell by symptoms alone if you have rhabdo. Other conditions like dehydration and heat cramps can cause the same symptoms. The only way to know for sure is to obtain a blood test. The muscle protein CK enters the bloodstream when muscle tissue is damaged. When rhabdo is present, CK levels will rise. CK is it's a protein, creatine kinase or creatine phosphokinase are the only accurate tests for rhabdo. When rhabdo is present, this muscle protein will rise. You will need repeat blood tests to determine if CK levels are going up or down. Like symptoms, the rise in CK may not appear right away. Healthcare providers should test CK levels until 2 consecutive tests show levels lowering. Urine dipstick tests are not a good way to diagnose rhabdo. These tests check for myoglobin, which is a muscle cell component indirectly. Myoglobin quickly clears from the body, so it may not show up in urine. High CK levels in the blood may persist for days. So, severe excruciating pain. You've been working out. You've sustained some type of injury, whatever the case may be, and you have worse pain than normal. And you know the difference between, especially someone who works out all the time, they're going to know the difference between the discomfort after working out and agony. Okay, you're going to know the difference between the two, obviously. Okay, but all of that waste material that's in that injured muscle the myoglobin gets poured into your system, and it just affects your whole body, and it goes right for the kidneys, which obviously is very, very serious. So it's always better to err on the side of caution to make sure that that you get a proper diagnosis for whatever is going on with you. And the reason I talked about this initially is because, like I said before, his friend loves him, his friend cares about him. If you are with a toxic person and you get rhabdo and you are stranded in the middle of the mountains, even though you're with this person, you're stranded alone. Because a toxic individual doesn't care that you have a life-threatening condition. They do not care that you possibly may have a different condition, like possible heart attack. They don't give a rat's ass. The only thing that they care about is you being sick is inconvenient for me. Why are you messing up my vacation? Why are you messing up what I'm trying to do? Okay? They are sick. They are the psychological cancer of our society. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Lee Hammock because he does go to physical therapy. I mean, not physical therapy. Maybe he does go to physical therapy. He does work out in a gym. But, he's got equipment in his house, gym equipment in his house. But he goes to psychotherapy. He's been going on 6 years now. Okay. I have the utmost respect for him because everything that we know about narcissists does apply to him, but it doesn't. I mean, the reason I say that is because he grabbed the bull by the horns and he was about to lose everything. His wife walked down on him with the baby and was like, "You're a narcissist." And he said, "You're a narcissist." Yeah. And then when she left, all he could hear was silence in the house. He had no one to blame. He had no one to play victim to. He had to think about, what is going on with me, and maybe I need to get to the bottom of it because I'm about to lose everything important to me. Okay. Now, one thing that differentiates him, besides he went to therapy, so that makes him stand out because narcissists do not believe in therapy. They believe everybody needs to tiptoe around them and they need to change. You play to my tune, okay, which is an immature mentality. Adults take responsibility for their own actions. Narcissists are children, so they don't take responsibility. But Lee has always worked on self-improvement his whole life. He's always been curious about, how can I get better? How can I be a better person? How does my behavior impact other people? So that's a very mature way to approach. So he stands I don't want to say stands alone, but a lot of narcs never reach that maturity level, ever, ever. It does not matter what they lose. Lose a wife, go get somebody else, which they always have lovers on the side anyway. Even if they're not currently involved with them sexually, they will be. That's what they do. When they're with you, they're searching for other people. They're hunting for other people. They're predators. And they can't be faithful. Anyway, move right along. So I have the utmost respect for Lee because he does go to therapy and because he would never, ever in a million years leave someone he cares about stranded with a potentially life-threatening condition. A narcissist will do exactly that. So if you go on a trip with a narc and you made the poor judgment of going with them alone, just the two of you, and you have a potentially fatal situation, you're going to die. Unless you have the strength to call for help yourself, because they're going to stand there looking stupid. All right? They're not going to help you because they're pissed off that your situation is messing with their vacay. All right? He is so grown up about this whole thing, and he's so responsible. And the things I say about narcissism, it doesn't really apply to him. Like it does, but it doesn't. So you're never cured from being a narcissist. It's never you may have an epiphany. Oh, that's what my problem is. But you're never going to be 100% cured. But he is 1,000 times better than your average narc because he has therapy. She's very, very, very good with him. I mean, many years they have worked together. And he makes a concerted effort to see her all the time. He said, I will be in therapy the rest of my life. I told you they have brain damage. When you have brain damage, you cannot control your behavior. You cannot control your little backstabbing that you do and the cheating and the victim being a baby every time you piss somebody off and then they react and then you get to be the victim. You don't get to be the victim because you started this shit. It's just their mentality is so skewed. Because their brain is damaged and they don't want to take responsibility for it. Everybody's supposed to behave theirself. They raise hell. They are a psychological cancer. They raise hell and damnation, but they expect other people to behave themselves. I know you want to go to that trip, that vacation that we talked about to Hawaii, but I better see some, good behavior. Everybody better tiptoe on eggshells around me. You better be on your best behavior. Who the hell are you talking to like that? You are sick. Everyone around you doesn't like you anymore. You don't have friends anymore. Your family is tired of your shit. Everybody's tired of you, and they are supposed to behave? You done lost your freaking mind up in here. You done lost your goddamn mind up in here because you're pointing fingers and toes at the wrong goddamn people, fool. You're pointing fingers and toes at the wrong damn people. Stop this little sissy behavior. Goo goo gaga, be my friend. Be nice to me. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you using that language? And yes, I went through that with the previous rattlesnake. He turned into a freaking 5-year-old. That is so repulsive. Ain't nobody normal attracted to children. Nobody. Okay? He's a freaking 5-year-old. This is what they do. They raise hell with people. When people get mad and retaliate, then they become the victim. Goo gaga, sucking their thumb. Everybody's being mean to me, while they're sucking their thumb. Grow up and get your ass in some serious therapy. This is ridiculous. What you're doing never worked, and it's still not working. Get a clue, get a clue, get a clue. Whew. Anyway, so you gotta take your time with people. You have to take your time. You need to see them in all scenarios and how they behave. And time is going to be your best friend because their mask, their fake facade is going to be exposed. It's only a matter of time because Lee himself said the mask is heavy. It's heavy. Okay? It is very hard for them to keep that mask on. So they will slip and you will see the real them come out. You need to believe what you see. You need to believe what you see. Don't let yourself be in a position where you're potentially, possibly going to die if this illness is not resolved medically. And you stuck with this demon person? because you chose the wrong person to go on vacation with. No, 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 no. Slow your roll. Slow your horses. Don't be rushing to get with these people. Don't be rushing to move in with them. Don't rush to get married, and don't you dare rush to have children. Don't you dare. Slow your roll. Rome was not built in a day. You are making an investment in your future, and it is your choice to make a very good investment or a very poor investment. Okay? It is your choice. Take your time. Don't let them speed you. Oh, we got to hurry up. We're in love. We got to hurry up and get married, have babies, move in. I need all your passwords to every social media. You don't need jack shit. You need to sit down and let adults be adults and have their own privacy. If you don't trust them, you don't need to be with them no freaking way. Okay? So take your time. Take your sweet time. They're going to be tired of wearing that heavy fake mask, and it's going to slip, and you're going to see the real them. You have to stop making excuses for what you see, and you have to suck it up, buttercup. This person is not for you. And when they're acting like a baby, and they all do that, they all act like a little child when they aggravate the shit out of other people, and those people get mad. They act like, oh my God, goo goo gaga, I can't believe the world is picking on me, goo goo gaga. Sit your babyish ass down. Babies have no business trying to get with adults. We need to put you in a daycare that takes care of babies because you just don't get it. They're just poison. They're just poison. And you have to take your time. I don't care if she's gorgeous as hell. I don't care if he's fine as hell. I don't care if he's 6'2" with green eyes and black hair and a voice that melts you the minute he says, hey girl. No, you better look. Everything that glitters is not gold. Everything that glitters is not gold. Take your time. Okay? Beauty runs but so deep. You better look at something other than the external. The internal is a hell of a lot more important than the external. Okay? Because if they get into a car accident and lose their looks, then what? Then you find out the person's a demon. Because they don't have their looks anymore, so you're forced to look on the inside. Well, you need to be looking on the inside anyway. Forget about the outside. A box can be pretty with the prettiest paper and the prettiest bow and glitter all in the paper and whatnot, and you open up the box and there's a pipe bomb in there and it blows off your face the minute you open the box. You got to look at something other than the external. Much love. Y'all take care.